Hello and welcome to my video. This is Sharon Forzan. I'm software developer. I've been developing for over 12 years and most of the times people think that I'm the developer who does not care about the quality, code review, and sometimes I believe in fast delivery rather than the quality of delivery. So I decided to find out what's the real meaning of the quality. I have seen many methods and methodologies. People focus on many algorithms and architectures, and sometimes human-made methods, which are not standards. I'm searching a lot and find the definition. So follow my interview and review and code monitor. What's a clean code? First, code whose attributes must make your software reliable, secure, and maintainable. Now, these three sections make your software great. So, let's find out on the definitions. We have three sections to find. We have a clean code attribute, software quality, and issues. So what's clean code attribute? Clean code attribute contributes to the clean codes. These are grouped into four main categories: consistent, international, adaptable, and responsible. If the code has these four attributes, we call it clean. We'll further find out the detail and code examples and essentials about the code. What's the software quality? That was from the code. This is from the software quality. How we called the software has the quality. It means that it's secure, reliable, and maintainable. And finally, what's the issue? Issue is some problems or something prevent the code being clean. Issue is always linked to code attributes. It's obvious and it prevents from the software quality. But some of them has different levels. For example, it has each level of severity can makes your software quality the higher and the lower. So let's jump into the code attribute. Consistent. Consistent means formatted, conventional, and identifier. Formats, everyone knows. It's formatted in a group correct characteristics. Conventional, it has good, for example, formatted. It has follows the regular patterns of development. I mean, sometimes you have to follow the standards patterns as well, and also identifiables. It has to follow the structure of the language, word separators, suffix, prefix, and also it has to be written. Intentional. I think the one of the most important section is the code self-explanation. There is mentions clear. When you see the code, you have to understand what's going on here by the namings, the patterns, and a straightforward to the solution. Logical, it's well formatted, work together, and free of explicit errors. Complete. The code has to do something on functions. One function has to do one thing, and it has to be complete. And finally, efficient. Utilize the resource without the base. We have to focus on the processor, memory, and many others. So the code has to follow the resource utilizations. Adaptable. It has focus. I think the part of adaptable the mostly similar to solid principles. It has to focus. It has to do one thing and focus to the thing. Distinct. Code procedures has to distinguish and it has to reduce the duplication. Duplication of codes, I think it's like a disease for the code. You have to, if you want to change something, you have to change many places. And modular, it makes your code organized on different sections. I believe this is great for different development. And test it. It's obvious you have to test your code, you have to test it on units, and coverage has to be suitable and based on the tests. I have different uh, presentation about tests and the coverage of this will show you there. Responsible. Your code has to be responsible, lawful, licensing and copyrights. You have to follow the license of code. Trustworthy. It means you have to prevent from hard coding private information, tokens, identities, so on. It has to be on environment variables and not or sometimes credentials you don't have to put on your code. And respectful. You don't have to respect your terminology and also you have to follow the meanings. As you know, these are the attributes of clean code and you have to follow them. When you are thinking about the clean code attributes and software quality, one thing is obvious. We are human. Developers are humans and they are all of them making mistakes as humans make mistakes. So I come to the solution to think about the tools and automation models that analyze everyday activity of developers and mention about the bugs and uh, spaghetti codes and so on. I found 11 different tools which was interesting for me. The GitHub, GitLab as a source controller, they have tools to control your team and codes from being clean code. Veracode, JForks, Zing, Jenkins, which is the famous one, Checkmarks, Qualys, Sonatype, Codasy, Synops, and Sonosops. But one of them was different for me. It has every one of them has advantages and disadvantages, but one of them was different, which was the sonar source. I will show you why in the manner of my perspective it's different. Let's move to my friend SonarCube. Sonar source has something the other don't have. It has clean as you code methodology. I presented from the documentation of the website. It gives some advantages for me, which I'm introduced. I have many issues with legacy codes. We are in the world that people work mostly on the legacy codes, and it continues the broken Windows theory. It means that okay, this legacy code has bugs and technical depths, has many spaghetti codes, so we continue the same and the systems goes on and on. So it focuses on the new code. It means that okay, we have the old codes, so from now on we can develop better. And also it has personal responsibility. As you know, we are using Git these days. It's about more than 20 years use a source controller and Git, but Git as a source controller, it helps us to find out and blaming who has a problem in our code. So the Sonar follow it and also finds the problem. It has many different sections, quality gates, which has work on metrics, standard, and liability code, and it gives you the perspective of no new bugs introduced, no new vulnerability introduced, no new security hotspots review, and also no new technical depths, no new duplication, and also new codes are properly tested. So we can focus on the pull request and so on. It has another advantages, the platform, I think. One of them is it's open source. I have it on my container registry and on my local. I can monitor the codes locally, separate from the source controller, or I can connect it to Microsoft Azure DevOps, GitHub, GitLab, and so many other source control platforms, and can work on it. So let's look at my projects. I have recently added some of our projects. You can see that my latest review of the code, the pass fail of the projects. We can monitor different projects. For example, this one has the overall review, which is the pass code and the new code. It shows that the new bug and the new smell happens. The bug is one thing that you will face with your production environment, but code smell is something that makes your code unmaintainable, and the security reviews as well. So, for example, I focus on the bug here. The system shows me which is the bug as a result of latest push, and we can blame who did and why this is bug. Okay, it came unexpected missing generic font family. Here is reliability is mentioned, that's reliable. It's a bug sector which is in a clean code attribute and software quality. It's become the minor and major problems. You can tag it, you can assign it, you can mention what's happened. It's here. Jump to the code and it mentions that you use font family Arial import, which is missing font family. Here mentions that why this is a bug. Can activity find activities, you can find resources, and developers can easily find and in fact resolve their project. I can find in other projects we have bugs here, but it has code smell issues. You can see that it has fix me a comment, so this is not a complete code and the user has to resolve it. Or here it use boolean literal condition expression, why this is the issue, and you can how you can resolve the problem. This is the code smell and finds the code issues here. Or you can find the old data, the coverage, and also you can find different projects locally, or you can create new project from Azure and GitHub. GitHub is fully integrated. You can create application here and manage it. You can find different integration and external analytics on your system. You can find the quality gates based on your project quality. You can quality profiles by different language and platforms, and it mentions that which parts you need to focus. You can change rules and find uh, different based on your location. You can find almost all the issues here, assign it and control it here by the quality, by the types. You can find bugs, code smells. I have run this code on, for example, a legacy code, which finds a lot of codes here. You can find different attributes. You can filter by the different here types and rules. So I think this is one of the best tools to integrate for my codes and also the legacy code. I hope this worked for you. Write a comment and give me the feedback. Thank you.